Hey, what's up there, friends? It's Winston, and I'm here at the beach. I'm actually on a break right now, and so I want to share this with you because you opted in for the mini flow course, and I'm really excited to be able to share a couple video trainings with you. So I want to get right into flow with you. So let's go ahead and talk about the 3 steps and how you can use them to get into flow right now. So basically all I'm doing here is, I'm at the park. I have a little bit of downtime. Not enough to do to get into a project or anything, so I just want to, relax and get into a nice flow state. So what could I do? Well, first thing I want to realize is my time, right? We have three elements here with getting into flow. The first is, well, not necessarily in any order, but the one I'm looking at first today is time. So I know that I've got a limited amount of time because I have to get back to work soon. So I don't want to start something that's going to take, that's a long-term project. And if I had a long-term project and I wanted to figure out how to get into flow, what I would do is just take a little tiny chunk of that project and break it down until it was something that I could accomplish within my allotted time. So for example, right now, let's say I have 5 minutes to do this video. And I know I got to get in a flow state quick. That's not a whole lot of time. So how can I do it? How can I help you to experience it? Well, let's say I'm going to give you something, and I don't know your level of challenge or your skill, right? We don't even know the challenge yet. So all 3 elements, the time, the challenge, and the skill of the person who wants to get into flow. So we're going to start with something really easy. So I'm going to just tap my fingers. Okay, I'm going to get a nice steady pulse going here. And I don't know if you'll actually be able to hear it, but if you can watch, you can get a sense of what I'm doing. All I'm doing is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm just keeping a nice steady pulse. Now this is time. Not only am I aware of my clock time, to a certain degree, I'm also aware of my internal time, the time of this actual activity. Now, could I go faster? Yeah, I could. I could go slower too, but I've kind of lost my momentum. I've lost my steam. I burn out real quick if I'm going too fast because I can only maintain that speed for so long before I miss it or mess up or, have to start over. So a big concept with flow is recognizing the tempo that I can actually maintain consistency at. So if I can rush, great. But I lose my consistency, I lost my flow. Now, if I go too slow, I might get bored and forget what I was doing. Oh yeah, now I got to catch up. Okay, well that's no good either, right? I kind of hit a rut. So I got to match the amount of time to my level of challenge, which at this is, I'm making it not too challenging, right? My level of skill and level of challenge, I'm going to find a nice consistent beat. Tempo is time, right? So here's my tempo. And again, I don't know if you can actually hear it, but if you get a sense. Now I could get into flow with this potentially if I start meditating and breathing or singing or something, but I want to add a little bit more, something to just keep my mind interested, right? I got to up my level of challenge. I'm going to keep my tempo the same, my time is the same, but now I want to upload my level of challenge. So I might do something like this. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so I'm maintaining the same tempo. If you can hear the clicks, they're actually about the same. Actually, I'm doing double time, so I'm doing the ands without getting too technical. And I'm also, if I wanted to make it even more challenging, I could count it myself. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now you can notice I can talk about something else while I maintain this steady tempo. Now maybe you can do that, maybe you can't. I've practiced for years. I'm a musician, so this comes pretty naturally to me at this point. I can easily flow while I'm talking to you. My fingers can just maintain a nice steady tempo. So this gets a little boring for me. There's not enough challenge here, so I could speed up the time. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and that would be one way that I could increase my level of challenge, right? Shorten the amount of time is the other way to look at that. I halved the amount of time that I was using my beats in. Again, hopefully that's not too technical. If it is, just let it go. Just flow with it. And you can see, okay, well, this is pretty easy, Winston. I can do this, and I can keep it in rhythm, and I can talk, and I can chew gum, and all these things. Well, let's start adding some new patterns. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2. So I messed up, but it's okay because I'm still gonna keep going. That's the key. even now I'm totally butchering it, right? So I'm trying to talk and teach you what I'm doing at the same time. But if you'll notice, I've got the same tempo. That still is there. The time hasn't stopped. Maintaining the time. Now my challenge has changed because I couldn't keep up. It was too fast, so I slowed down my level of challenge to match my skill. My skill wasn't good enough to keep up. I couldn't talk and teach and do all this at the same time, so I went back to my basic pattern. But let's say, all right, that's easy. I'm flowing again. Let's mix it up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let's say that's too easy, so now I have reversed. And I would do this for a while. Maybe I could stay in flow there for a while. So that's basically the idea, guys, is I'm using my level of challenge and I'm keeping myself challenged but not too challenged. It's that Goldilocks zone, right? I want to find the perfect balance, the highest balance of my skill compared to the amount of time I have to accomplish the task, compared to the level of challenge, and balance all those three things. And when you find that sweet spot, that's the flow, that's the momentum. Everything just works, everything goes. You don't have to think about it. It's automatic. You may already be starting to experience flow yourself just watching me go through this, and hopefully you're playing along. And then mix it up, add more levels to it yourself. Every time you get a new level achieved, you can add a new level of challenge for yourself, or you could shorten the time to make it more challenging that way. So that's your big first flow tip, flow video for this mini course. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you experienced flow for yourself. And definitely feel free to shout me out, say hi on the social media page. And I'll look forward to hearing from you then. Take care, and until next time, friend, be flowing.